Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome to the Zoom stage today my brother and good friend, Marius Cornelius. And the crowd went wild.
Thank you so much, Elaine, and good evening, friends. It's such a privilege and honor to be here with you tonight. And as Elaine said, I've been with the Leadership Academy, I think from 2016. It's been an amazing journey. We have done some great things, and I've learned and grown so much. And honestly, Elaine and the rest of the coaches at Leadership Academy have really contributed and add so much value to my life. So I'm very grateful for that. Quickly, just a little bit about myself. I'm based in Cape Town. I relocated a year ago from Johannesburg. It's been a very interesting experience, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I am married to a beautiful, fantastic wife, which, by the way, contributes to self-image that I can say. And I've got two awesome, talented kids. My daughter is 14 and my son is 10. All right, that's me. So let off. I'm just going to set my timer here. The time. It might go off here in the background, but there we go. And I am covering the very first chapter called The Self-Image, Your Key to a Better Life. So before we really get into the key points from Dr. Maxwell Maltz's book, I thought, let me share with you what the Oxford definition is of self-image. Self-image is the idea one has of one's abilities, appearance, and personality. All right, so very interesting there. It's the idea, which says to me it's thoughts, it's what you think, your appearance, and your personality. Now, psychocybernetics explains how the thinking of the human mind and machine can help improve your self-image, which will dramatically increase your success and happiness. Self-image is built on our beliefs, which are themselves formed from all our past experiences. We do not question these beliefs, but on the contrary, constantly validate these beliefs, whether they are true or false. So I became aware at a very young age of the importance of self-image and its crucial role in building self-confidence. Now, let me tell you, when I was at school, I was thin, short, and I was one of the fastest sprinters in school. And I wanted to play rugby. So I wasn't built for rugby, but I had speed. Guess what position they placed me? They on the wing, right? And man, I hardly got the ball, which kind of made me think I'm not good enough. I'm not, I shouldn't be in the team. But when I got a ball and I had a bit of space, I could really run around everyone and score that try. So even though I was probably one of the smallest team members, it made me realize myself and what is my potential in the team, so that I can really be part of it and help the team to win the games. The image of self is the limits of the achievement of an individual. It defines what you can and cannot do. Expand the image you have of yourself, and you will expand the limits of what is possible. The self-image is the key to human personality and human behavior. Change the self-image, and you change the personality and the behavior. According to Maxwell Maltz, self-image is the key to living a better life, thanks to two key discoveries. So the first one is all your actions, emotions, behavior, your abilities are always consistent with the image you have of yourself. For an example, people who hold certain beliefs about themselves, such as I'm ugly, would act in alignment with that thought. They would wear clothes, they would style their hair, that would make them even feel more unattractive, because they have an image that they are ugly. They act as if they are ugly. The second thing is the self-image can be changed regardless of your age. It's never too early or too late to live a new life. And that's beautiful for me. And I'm gonna actually say it again. It's never too late to live a new life. And you can read more about the creative mechanism topic that is in Maxwell Maltz's book. Okay, so let me share with you my own life, and I'm going to be vulnerable here, so I'm going to share with you some real experiences and events in my life. I had many good and joyful experiences in my life. My faith upbringing played really a big role in it. But I also had very difficult situations and experiences in my life from an early stage, from high school into varsity and then into my working career. I was a boy that was very aware of my family circumstances. My parents had a very disruptive marriage, and I grew up in a house with constant disagreements. So my father was absent for most of my life, and my mother had to really take care of us and the household. Now, I want to pause on that point, because I think what I'm trying to share with you is those experiences, right, that influence and what I felt and what I saw at home played a role in terms of how I saw myself as a young man. I really had to work on my self-image as to how do I see myself as a husband one day? How do I see myself as a father one day? Because what I saw at home was completely the opposite of who I wanted to be. Okay. Later in life, I even lost a business due to malicious people that was very, very close to me. And again, now you talk about your self-worth. You're talking about your ability to provide for your family. And these events, these experiences, these things that happen to us, they have influence and they have an impact on how I see myself and what is my self-image about myself. Now, despite all of this, I had to work on my self-image to anchor my beliefs. This was one of the most important things that I did that contributed towards the success in my life. So my first question to everyone, and I can't see everyone on the call, but my first question to you tonight is, what is the self-image you have of yourself? And I'm just going to pause there for a moment, because I actually want everyone just to take and just think about this question. What is the self-image you have of yourself? So, no matter who you are, you believe certain things about yourself. Even at this very moment, you are telling yourself a story about your nature. I struggled with this for quite some time, honest. And what has really, really helped me was to write down my affirmations about myself and who I am. I remember very clearly, Elaine, when we even practiced this as part of our training at the Leadership Academy. And I wrote 31 affirmations, one for each day. And I was reading all 31 affirmations every day. I was reading it, I was saying it out loud, I was looking in the mirror, and I was saying these things to me. And there's a big difference about positive mindset or positive speaking versus believing who you are by changing your self-image. And these personal affirmations really helped me to deepen my belief about who I am. I said it over and over until I believed, because I didn't want to just say it and repeat it. I wanted to believe it. So if you want to know the real secret, right, to self-image, the secret is this: to really live, that is, to find life reasonable, satisfying, you must have an adequate and a realistic self-image that you can live with. You must find yourself acceptable to you. You must have a wholesome self-esteem. You must have a self that you can trust and believe in. You must have a self that you are not ashamed to be, and one that you can feel free to express creativity rather than hide or cover up. You must have a self that corresponds to reality, you can function effectively in a real world. And you must know yourself, both your strengths and your weaknesses, and be honest with yourself concerning both. So to come back to the creative mechanism that Maxwell Meld actually speaks to in his book and in chapter 1, that creative mechanism, and to express creativity, and creativity is a very, very key aspect in terms of improving your self-image. So my second question to you tonight is, when last did you express your creativity? When and to whom last have you expressed your creativity? You have an urge to be more creative. Have you solved any problems recently or are you just complaining about the problem? Honestly, creativity has been a major factor in my life and in my career. Friends, it's probably been one of the main reasons that created a lot of opportunities for me and provided me with new roles in the companies that I've worked for. It created promotional opportunities for me. Creativity had a positive influence on confidence, which have led me to meet high-profile people and to work with great leaders. And let me also say this to you. I changed my career 3 times in my life. I manufacturing, I went into warehousing and distribution, and now I'm in banking. And if it wasn't for creativity, for looking for problems that was even beyond my role of responsibility, it would not have created promotional opportunities for me. It would not have created even opportunities in other industries, as I've mentioned. So, I love to be creative and to share creative problem-solving opportunities with people around us. Okay, so I just want to encourage all of you tonight to really reflect on self-image. Set in motion to improve or change your self-image, as this will change your life. I also want to encourage and challenge you to be creative. Look for those problems as you have the solution within you through creativity. All right, so Elaine, I'm going to pause there. I think there's about 5 minutes left.
Awesome.
Happy to open up if there's any questions from the audience.
Thank you, Marius. I think that was great. I did put it in the chat, asking people to raise their questions, but I think that was just so amazing because it really started to stimulate thinking for me. I've been taking notes, and I was like, "Wait, Marius, you're too fast. You're too fast." I was like, the benefits of a self-image. So I'm not sure if my line is okay. Is it unstable?
Yeah.
It keeps telling me I'm unstable. Okay. So, Marius, you mentioned the creative mechanism and creativity, and maybe as people are thinking about questions, one that I have is, we talk a lot about creativity these days. I think a lot more than when we started in the workplace. When we started in the workplace, creativity was for the creatives, and we're starting to realize that creativity in the workplace is becoming so important. And for someone in the banking sector, you mentioned creativity helps you every single day. So maybe you want to elaborate, even a financial space or a space that may look like, creativity doesn't really show up. Does it show up for you guys? What can we do to encourage it, even in spaces like, financial spaces, banking, and, they're not always seen as creative spaces?
Elaine, can I share a little bit of your answer your question and share a little bit? So I'm in the technology change space, right? Within banking. So we implement big changes in the bank. We implement new technology solutions. We current solutions. We at the forefront of technology, which is amazing. I mean, it's such a privilege to be part of it. But these changes are quite extensive. That it has quite a big impact, and there's you've got business technology teams, and we've got to bring these worlds together to actually introduce this change. So there's a lot of complexity in our environment, and we as change leads, as project managers, as we have to make sense of the complexity, right? And sometimes you have process challenges from a business perspective, or you've got technology challenges, or the requirement that business have put forward from a solution perspective, the technology does not always support it. Those kind of things. So when I say bring out your creativity, is look at the problem, but be inquisitive by asking good questions. John Maxwell says great leaders ask good questions, right? So be inquisitive. It's to apply your mind and try and get more information, because sometimes in the shower in the morning, right, that answer or that key question comes to me. Yeah. And I can't wait to get online with my colleagues, right? Because I just want to share this option, or this solution, or this question, share it, because that sometimes sparks the collaboration. It sparks when you are creative on potentially a part of a solution, but you've got team members that you bring out their creativity, and we towards the answer. Yeah.
So good. So good. Thank you, Marius. I love it. I love how you said it's that inquisitiveness Which I think is a good one, because I think we're not curious enough anymore. Like you got to say, oh no, I know how that works. But I think staying curious and inquisitive, and then you mentioned asking questions. I think those are such great points. We've got two questions in the chat that I'm going to raise, and one is from Coach Tapalo. Coach TP says, thank you for the great insight, Coach Marius. With the understanding that certain seasons come with scars, and others with stars, how important was it in your journey to heal from your scars in tapping into your creative being?
Yeah, great question, Tapelo. Thank you. I mean, very, very important, right? I think life happens to all of us, and some people go through real tough circumstances or tough experiences in life, and I think we all, we all deal with these things in a different way, we all experience things in a different way. So yes, very important. I think it's time to heal. I mean, when I lost my business, it took me a couple of years, right, to really accept it and to move on. And but at the same time, I guess what I'm saying is that your self-image within that hard time, you need to know who you are and who you want to, and you've got to build into that self-image so that experience does not allow you to pull you down, but it actually helps you to grow, and it helps you to build your self-image.
Sure. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that, Marius, as well. And I think, yeah, thank you so much, I think, for vulnerably sharing this story, because I think that, it takes a lot of courage to actually do this in front of a group. And I really appreciate it. And so thank you so much for bearing your, opening your heart and saying, hey, guys, this is who I am. There's another question which says past experiences versus future expectations. Which would you say plays a bigger role in the self-image you have of yourself?
Wow.
Wow, these are like higher grade questions,
Yeah,
right? Oh my goodness. I love it.
my first reaction is there's no future in your past, right? But yet things happen to us, you remember it, and they do leave scars. But I think what's important is what I've mentioned is, in every bad experience, there are still opportunities to take good out of it. It can still contribute towards your growth. And I think, one of my Gallup strengths is futuristic. So I can't stop thinking about the future. So even with a past experience, I look at how that experience can help me, to look to the future. Sense, and that answers the question.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. I think that's great. And so, obviously our time is really short here, but we wanted to kind of come and do this really well. So we've got quite a few people on Facebook that's watching in Essentials in the Facebook group. Yeah, I was going to totally mess that one up, but she's there and she's keeping everyone comfortable. And so we've got quite a few people there. So, hey, everyone on Facebook. And I think over the next 7 weeks, you're going to get to meet our coaches in a very short, like this is just a helicopter view of who Marius is. But our request is that you would actually find him, look for Marius on our website, find him on LinkedIn. I think on the event, we've put all of the speakers are listed. Find Marius, book a session. Look, Marius mentioned quite impactful 2 stories. And if you're in some of those changes, businesses in a space that may just need a conversation, Marius is your guy. Yeah, Marius is your coach. Okay, let me get that right. Marius is your coach. So so I think that obviously the topic is so jam-packed, and thank you again, Marius. I am sure people are going to find you. And so with that, if you all wouldn't clap for me or put hands up, do something, send a lot of love. Marius is way. Marius, thank you for the gift that you are in the world. We celebrate the gift that you are, and we're so grateful that we get to do life together with you. And we pray that God continues to grow you. He continues to use your creativity. I think the big banks need it. I think that our world, our country actually needs bright thinkers. And so we're excited that we get to do life together.